Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here, and welcome to Mornings with 60 and Me. Today is Tuesday, it is November the 29th. So I hope you're having a great day so far. I have got my morning cup of tea. I've got my love tea, which is my favorite. It's actually, it's got rose and lavender and also chamomile. So it's a lovely, smooth, soft, gentle tea for a Tuesday morning. So hope you've got a cup of coffee or tea nearby, and we'll share some stories this morning. I've got a special announcement I want to make at the end of the show today, and I also have a special gift for someone. So stay tuned for that. And, I'm really happy to be back here. As you know, I've been traveling for the last couple of weeks. I went to the UK. I spent some time in Scotland with my son and my grandson, and we had a great time. It was wonderful to be there with them. And also I spent some time in Bath, which is a really beautiful English town. It's got a lot of character. It's a very interesting place, a Roman town. It's got a very beautiful spa, which I took advantage of. And it's just one of those walking cities, where you just discover something around every corner. It's a really, really lovely place. And I spent some time there as well. So I've been gone for 2 weeks. And, as I was traveling, I thought I was prepared, and I was for most of the things. But I reflected back on a story that we had asked our community to help us with before I left. And that was, 3 things that you always take on a trip with you. And, things that are going to make your trip a little bit more luxurious, a little bit more fun and convenient. And of course, there's always things that you're not going to forget, like your credit cards, your phone, and your passport. Those are the 3 things that just about everybody remembers. I have known people to forget those things, but most of the time people do remember. So the 3 things that I always pack in my suitcase are those 3. But then I also have a list of other things, and I wanted to go back to the article and see what other women suggested and offer those for you. I guess it's kind of the season now for travel. We've got, Thanksgiving's passed, but Christmas is coming up, the holidays around New Year, and some are traveling across the country, others across the world to be with family and friends. So it's maybe a good time to remind ourselves about travel and how to make it more convenient and stress-free. But anyway, so one thing that I did forget this time was almost the first thing that someone recommended. I don't know why I forgot it, but that was a shawl, a pashmina, or something to wrap around your shoulders when it gets kind of cold at night. It's just one of those things, you can tuck it in your suitcase or your carry-on, and just pull it out, and it makes you feel, kind of cozy. And it would have actually come in very handy on the last night of my trip. When I was coming back from the UK, I was actually on a train, and it was from London to Paris and then Zurich. And about halfway through the last leg, the train engineer came on and said, I'm very sorry, passengers, but we are going to be waiting here on the track for about an hour and a half because we have a tree on the rails or on the track. And I thought, oh, great. And it was not very warm in the train, so I snuggled in my coat, but it would have been just a little bit more luxurious to have had my silky pashmina. So that's one thing that people often remind us to bring, something to wrap around your shoulders. So that's number 1. The second thing is a nightlight. A little flashlight or a little torch. I actually did remember this, and I knew I was going to be staying in bed and breakfasts in Bath. They're not fancy hotels, so at night I had to have my little torch to find the toilet in the loo, and it was really good. I had it, and of course you've got your lights on your phones that you can use too. But this was much more convenient, so I was glad I took my nightlight. The next thing is 1 or 2 plastic Ziploc bags. Now, I was really glad I took mine because there were a couple of things. I mean, they're perfect if we put a little flannel or wet cloth in one, or you want to put some food you didn't eat, or just, something leaks in your bag, just to have plastic to wrap something in. And it came in super handy because my grandson has this habit of having his bigger eyes than his little stomach can handle. And we often were like, can we take that home with us, that little bit of cake or that little bit of food? And it was great. I had these little plastic bags. I felt so good that I could, I had something to put them in. So that was one thing. Another thing that people suggested was, of course, a book. Now, I also have my computer and my phone, but I also take a hardcover always with me when I travel because you don't always have your phone connected, or just sometimes a cozy little book is nice. I took a book called Ade, Ade. It's a love story. It's a very small, short book, and could be read in one or two pages at a time. Very poignant story about a love affair, and it was just a sweet book, and I enjoyed it. But maybe you have a magazine, for example, but something a hard copy to travel with is really a good idea. I didn't take a sarong, but that was something a lot of people recommended because it's one of those wide scarves that you can just wrap around you when you come out of the bath or shower, and it's a really nice personal thing to just have wrapped. It is very easy to pack, so a sarong, if you're going to hot climates, that's always a great idea. You can wear it wrapped around 3 or 4 different ways, and it's always good fun. Cleaning wipes with alcohol to kill germs. Well, I must admit, I always take this. I keep it in my handbag, not even in my carry-on. And I know this is going to sound a little bit extreme, but I always, on a train, wipe down the tray. Because people have put food on there before, and even on airplanes, it's always a good idea. Don't worry about how you look; just clean it up, and have those little wipes in your bag to keep you healthy. You always seem to pick up little bugs when you travel, but having those antiseptic wipes is a good idea, in my opinion. A pen and journal. I always carry a pen and journal in my bag, and you always seem to have something that you want to jot down or write or remind yourself about, and so I always take it. And I discovered Paper Chase this year in the UK. It was fortunately just, everything is quite inexpensive because I love their pens, and they had beautiful cards and this most beautiful pattern. I'll show it to you tomorrow. I bought a bag, a little makeup bag. It was just a beautiful purple floral design. I'll show it to you tomorrow. It was really, really lovely. And that was pen and journal. Toothbrush and change of clothes in your bag. That definitely was recommended for those that are flying. I always keep toothbrush and paste in my bag, but not change of clothes on trains. But that's something to think if you're traveling by plane, and just have extras right to hand. The other thing that I always take is a 10 times mirror, makeup mirror. Again, it's kind of one of those silly vanity things, but those little hairs that just pop up everywhere. Weird times. Well, when you're at home, you're kind of looking and checking now and again, but when you travel, it's nice to have a magnifying mirror that you can see what's kind of going on, and I always pack one. It's just small, a little tiny one. My glasses. Always pack your glasses, extra pair of glasses. I didn't do that this time. I don't know why, because I always seem to remember, but I took 1 pair of glasses and 1 pair of reading glasses. And midway through the trip, I thought I'd lost my glasses. I really did almost panic because I'm not distant. I need it for distance. So anyway, went back to the cafe where I'd been, and fortunately, they were still there. But it's always a good idea, as others recommended, to take an extra pair of glasses because if you need them desperately, don't leave that out. Someone also mentioned taking an extension cord, a 6-foot extension cord where you can plug all your devices, and I didn't do that, but because it's a little heavy. But if you're doing check on luggage, it's probably a good idea. And if you're in a place for a while, in the UK, you do need a special plug converter, so be sure to always pack that, and all your electric chargers, of course, all your devices. Another thing people suggested was a first aid kit. Always take your medications, of course, and things that you might find hard to buy. There's a few items that I always take with me because I know if I did need them, I'd have to struggle to find them. So that's always a good idea to be prepared with medications. People have recommended things like curling irons and hair products, but I usually don't take those, but something to think about. Not all hotels these days have them. Another thing people recommended, and I did take this, was a fold-up backpack. A backpack actually, I didn't take a backpack, I took a bag, but those backpacks that fold into a little case like this, and then you open them up, and they're not super attractive, but you can stuff things in them that you purchased on the way. I took just a small carry-on, like a small bag, carry bag, and again, you wrap it folds up into almost like an index card size, but when you open it, you can put quite a few stuff in there, like chocolate and gifts for people and little things, little treasures, which I did do in the UK. They have the best chocolate. I shouldn't say that living in Switzerland, but they do have good chocolate. Another person recommended a silk pillowcase to take with you. And I remember Ariane Poole, who's our makeup artist, said that she always recommends this for just to minimize wrinkles on your skin. To always use a silk pillowcase. But if you want that extra special feeling of luxury when you travel for not too much money, think about taking a silk pillowcase. And then, of course, people mention things like heating pads and chargers. I get cold when I travel, I admit it, but what I've discovered works for me is to take those little heating pads that, the ones you kind of break them and then the heat comes out, little heating pads for your gloves. I don't take a big one or anything elaborate. Just sometimes when it's cold, I just feel like on my hands, a little bit of warmth makes my whole body feel warm. So that's my strategy, is to take a little heating pad, a little hand warmer, I think they call them, and that's good enough for me. But those are just some ideas. I mean, what do you think? I mean, do any of those sound useful to you? And if you've got any ideas yourself, please leave in the comment section below, and we'll make an even bigger list than we've already got. So that's it. That's our chat for today on travel items, and I hope that you found that useful. And please always feel free to leave me a note about something you'd like me to talk about, a topic of interest, and I'll always do my best to find something to share with everyone. So that brings me to a quick announcement about Mornings with 60andMe, which I want to make sure you know. And that is, I've decided that we're going to change gears a little bit with Mornings with 60andMe. And we're going to focus on conversation. We're going to focus just on topics that are of interest to our demographic, to women in our age group, things that will enrich our lives and you just make things a little more easy and bring us together even closer. Because some of the conversations the past 2 weeks, when we've just focused on conversations and stories, have been amazing. It's just given us an opportunity to really focus on things that are important to us in our 60s. And that's what this 60andMe is all about. It's just to bring women in our 60s together, to empower us, to energize us and inspire us to get on with life and just enjoy it. And so I'm not going to be doing the news stories anymore in the mornings, just great topics that will generate conversations between us. So that's our plan for 60andMe mornings going forward. And now I have a little gift for someone. I'm a big fan, as you all know, of scarves. And I've got, sometimes I wear them, to be very elaborate. Sometimes I wear them to lots of color patterns. But I also sometimes just like a very simple scarf. One that like the one I've got today. Now this is one that's just got beautiful shades of purple. If I can get all the shades there. It's just really gorgeous. And I would love to find a home for this little scarf. It's thin. It's actually narrower than it is wide, so you can do all kinds of tying tricks with it. And because it's got such beautiful shades in it, can you see? You can do all kinds of wonderful illusions. So I'd like to give this beautiful scarf to one of you. So please just leave a comment in the section below, and I will choose someone randomly and get this in the post to you. So again, thanks for being here. I'm really happy to be home, and I'm happy to be back with you every morning. Please tell a friend about Mornings with 60andMe. Just have them go to 60andme.com/mornings and join us every day. Join the party. The more the merrier here. It's really it's for all of you, and thank you so much for your support. It really does mean a lot to me for you to share with other people and get more folks joining us every day. So that's our show for today. And I do have a question for you, though, before we close. And that is very simply, to go back to our travel theme, what 2 or 3 things do you always take with you when you travel? And just leave that in the section below so we can inspire one another. And I really do look forward to seeing you all back here tomorrow for Mornings with 60andMe. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.